Good morning, everyone. I can see that this is a morning in which there will be a number of people who forgot to turn their clocks ahead. So congratulations if you're here in this room, because you were successful, and we are so grateful to see you this morning. And those who wander in later, we won't judge them. We'll just embrace them, okay? So if they show up for social hour, that's great. Now, those of you that are online with us this morning, maybe you found us by accident because you didn't mean to be up at this time of day. But whatever reason got you here, we're glad that you're with us. And this is our time of greeting and welcoming, because we believe that everybody's a manifestation of the divine, and we want everybody to feel welcome. So I want to invite you to stand up, walk around, say good morning to each other, maybe scoot forward so it doesn't seem like I'm speaking into the void here. Some of you could sit a little further forward, and those of you that are online, take a moment to give yourself a hug. Pour yourself another cup of tea or coffee. Settle in. In just a moment, we'll be back to sing the opening song. Thank you for your... Yeah, that was fun. Well, we're very fortunate this morning because we have Pollyanna Bush back with us. Last time she was supposed to be here, she had no voice. So we wound up with a replacement person, but we're really delighted to have her back with us. Pollyanna has supported and shaped the artistic and healing paths of many musicians, creators, communities for over the past 35 years. She is a San Francisco Bay Area award-winning singer-songwriter, recording artist, music educator, master vocal coach, and spiritual leader. And her mission is to encourage and inspire people to use the sacred act of singing and music making as an expression of love, emotional healing, and transformation. So there's a little card table over here with some of Pollyanna's information about things that are coming up and her mailing list. Please check that out after the service, and you can always find out more at pollyannabush.com. So I'm going to invite you to stand up. We're going to sing one of Pollyanna's songs this morning. We sang a version of this quite a long time ago, but it's simple and you'll pick it up quickly.
I am the stillness, I am the source, I am the vine, I am the door, I am the light, I am the flame, I am that I am, is my name. I am the stillness, I
seated. Go ahead and take that in. And while you're settling in, go ahead and silence your cell phone so that it won't beep or do anything during the service to disturb us. And we're going to now turn within. So now that we've had an opportunity to greet each other and to raise our voices a little bit, even if you were raising it only very slightly in song just then, now we want to turn within and get centered. So Leslie Janetti, our morning platform practitioner, is going to come up and pray us in.
As I bring my full attention to the magnificent absolute all in all, I am that I am, this one power, one life, one presence is forever moving upon itself and creating out of itself. It is forever and ever recreating everything visible and invisible in its image. It is the magnificent I am at the center of all life, assimilating through everything. It is divine love in action, and each one is a unique, individualized vessel for the magnificent I am presence. The power of the universe itself, forever seeking new ways of expressing itself by means of each one. It is the living light within each one and within everything. It is omnipresent and omniscient. So I speak my word now for each one, and I claim an opening in consciousness for the most resonant realization of the I am presence within. The still small voice that says, "Be still and know that I am God, the infinite life, the life of all life, the life of humanity, the life of the earth, the life of the universe." It is the magnificent omnipotence. It is present in this service today through every word that Reverend Mary speaks. It is the vitality of the infinite life. It is all the power of the universe coming together in the word spoken from the I am presence. And as each one listens to today's service, there is a resonant realization of a vibration of truth, the absolute truth of being, which always manifests as connection and oneness. Oneness reigns supreme in this moment and in every moment. I give thanksgiving in advance for the opening in consciousness which allows for the I am presence to be made manifest. And I release my word to the law of mind, which embraces my word into itself, bringing it into the ideal form for this moment of eternity. And so it is.
The light is within, light shining from within. The light shining. The light is within, light shining from within. The light shining. The light is within, light shining from within. The light shining. The light is within, light shining from within. The light shining. Touchstone, where your worthiness is known, where the breath meets the bone, meets the bone. Touchstone, where true love is shown, where your hand meets my own, meets my own. I pray, I live to light, to home, and you'll find in me a touchstone. Touchstone. For those times you feel alone, how a smile can melt the soul, melt the soul, touch your heart and make you whole. Ancient word, gems, sacred on. I pray, I live to give you feeling, feeling that calls you home, and you'll find in me a touchstone. Somebody put me home. 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 I'm gonna bring you home. I'm gonna bring you home. Bring you home. Home, home, home. I pray, I live to lie, to give you feeling, give you feeling. No, give you feeling, feeling. I give you feeling, to give you feeling, because you are, because you, because you are, and you'll find in me a touchstone. Give you a feeling that calls you home. Thank you.
Today is International Women's Day. So just take a moment to think about the women in your life that have inspired you or encouraged you or goaded you forward a little bit. They might be mothers, aunts, grandmothers, cousins, siblings, friends, neighbors, relatives, coworkers, whatever. They might be people younger than you. Maybe daughters have inspired you. So we're honoring this whole body of half of humanity today, the women that have held up half the world. And on behalf of our friend Joe Hughes, who may be just now waking up, I don't know. But one of the things we wanted to acknowledge was Alyssa Liu, who just went to the Olympics and was such an example of calm in the midst of what gets everybody all wound up at the Olympics when they're competing, makes them nervous and tense and so on and so forth. She stopped worrying about medals. She stopped worrying about ranking. And what she did was she went out to skate and have fun and give the gift of the skating. And she had a great time and got a gold medal. So pretty inspiring. And this is a young lady who had decided after the last Olympics, even as young as she was, that she was just going to retire. She wasn't going to do it anymore. And after she took some time off, she recognized that she wanted to be doing it, but not the same way. And so she's transformed her entire experience and her whole presentation of being. So we want to really honor that today. She took a risk and it paid off really well. Also, we're looking at this being our year of sacred connections. As much as Alyssa Liu or any other woman that has ever lived has succeeded at something or lifted us up or amazed us or inspired us, so we too have all of that within us, all of us, men and women, male and female. That's our victory too. That lifts us up because we're all sacredly connected, or as a physicist I was listening to this morning says, our consciousness is netted. All of us, our consciousness is netted. And he was saying, not just human beings, everything, the consciousness is netted, and then we show up as ourselves, whatever we show up as. So we're looking at our sacred connections with everything, with each other and all that is. And now that we're in the month of March, we're looking at connecting with sacred traditions. So one of the traditions that we have, that we've established here at Golden Gate, is a quarterly Sunday morning that we call Stump Rev Mary, which means that on those mornings, we give everybody a blank 3x5 card when they come in, and we invite you to write down a question for me to pretend that I have an answer to. So this is, as we say, the Sunday that you pretend to have questions and I pretend to have answers. And so whatever you are writing and asking, we'll get through as many of those as we can. Since it's a small enough group, we may get through all the questions depending on how long-winded I am. As you know, that can expand. So I just invite you to write down your questions and then send them to the center aisle. And Ellen will come with a basket and collect them all and just bring them up to me. And if nobody has any questions, this will be a really short morning. So I encourage you to come up with some kind of a question that might be useful for us to think about or examine this morning and see where we come to with it. And while you're doing that, I want to also mention that we started something new now that we've been having so many live musicians here with us in person on Sunday morning. We want to get a sense of what's working well for us. So you'll see that you've got a musician feedback card. This is not to give to the musician. This is to give back to us so that we can look at those week after week. So you'll be getting one of these every week while you still remember who the musician is, because their visual aid is right here in front of you. And you can do this, and during the offering, when you put in your offering, also drop your card in there. And it doesn't require you to identify yourself, just to answer a couple questions and put today's date in. Today is March 8th. So do that, and then turn in your question cards. Hang on to your musician card, but turn in your question cards right now, and that will be the basis of what I'm going to talk about this morning. So I am here to be of service today and just see where we go with this. And we have done this a number of times now before and had a good time with it. Yes, Barb.
Mary, I don't have a question, but I just wanted to say, if anyone missed the service for Reverend Jesse Jackson, see if you can go back and watch it. It was one of the most amazing things that I've ever watched, and the number of tributes to him from people all over the world was absolutely amazing. So if you didn't get a chance to watch it, see if you can see it somewhere online, because it truly was amazing.
Great. Thank you very much. So Barb was just encouraging people to see if you can find Jesse Jackson's memorial service online. because it's worth seeing. All right, let's see here. I'm just going to mix these up a little bit. Thank you. How to deal with the grief death of the last sibling being the only one left of a family of 5. That's a very interesting question because that's exactly what I am. I'm the last one left of my siblings in a family of 5, although they were much older than I was. So it is an odd feeling when your parents have gone and your siblings have gone. It is an odd feeling to be the one left. And I do have a few cousins, but only one of them lives anywhere near me at all. And most of my cousins have gone too, because I was late in the family. So, one of the things that I've become more aware of, and this may or may not suit you, whoever answered the question, but one of the things I've become more aware of is that they're around me, my brothers. They're around me. So I am pretty much on a daily basis, just kind of like saying to them, thank you, I love you, I know you're here, I appreciate you being with me, and helping me out with things. I have more of a sense now of relatives who have gone on, not having gone very far, but actually checking in, and I don't know that I know always when that's happening, but it is my impression that being released from this particular expression of life, we have a larger view. That's my belief. And so my brothers out there, whatever I knew them by, whatever avatar they were wearing, whatever names I called them, that's not the whole story of their spirits either. But I can connect with those souls that I know on that level and recognize that even though I can't hear their voices or touch them physically, that their love and their presence and everything they gave in their lives to me, I still have. And maybe there's more for me to receive. So I think the grieving process is like recognizing that you miss them, that they're gone, God bless you, that it feels odd to be the one remaining. And I think it probably was for my oldest brother, who passed last, the most difficult, because he was 2 years and 2 years and 2 years. They were all 2 years apart. Being the oldest, it was always kind of his job to look after them all. And having them all be gone and him still be here was, I think, a little strange for him. I was so much younger, it was a little different. So grieving them is maybe taking out the pictures that you have of them, putting them in a circle around you and talking to each one of them, telling them what you appreciated about them, what you miss about them, what requests you still have of them, and then listening. And take your Kleenex, you might need that. Light a candle, but actually make a little ceremony out of it where you can communicate directly and say, I love you, I miss you, this is what you gave me, this is what I miss, this is what I hope I gave you, and please continue to guide me and bless me and be with me. And perhaps that will be helpful. But it is a process. Grieving is always a process, not an event. Okay, the next one says, we don't experience or manifest what we pray for. We experience or receive what we pray from. Could you please comment? I think that when St. Paul said pray without ceasing, that's something that we are doing. We don't have a choice. The creative energy, that process that takes place automatically in the divine, also takes place in us. And it doesn't take breaks and wait for us to pray. It doesn't know how to do that. It's always on. And so in a sense, we're always on. Whatever we believe, we intend, we're thinking about, we're putting our energy into, we're focusing on repeatedly, those are our prayers. That's where we're coming from. And those prayers are what the universe acts on. When we sit down to meditate or pray intentionally, that adds into the whole mix, but it isn't separate from that. So it isn't like the infinite is only listening to us when we're being good, or when our intention is to be prayerful, or holy. No, the universe is always listening to us and responding to us because that's what it does. So what we pray from is the consciousness we inhabit most of the time. That's our real prayer. If we are short-tempered and impatient and crabby and demanding and critical most of the time, but once a day we sit down for 20 minutes to meditate and then we do 10 minutes of prayer, what do you think has the most weight and emphasis as to who we are and what we want to match us? It isn't that 30 minutes. That has some impact, but it's the rest of the time. That's what we're coming from. That is our prayer energy. If we can infuse some of that meditation, some of those affirmations, some of that positive thinking and uplift into our daily continuous thought, that will become more of what we'll see. So, the Rolling Stones said you don't always get what you want, but you might get what you need. We get what we are. We get what we are. So what we're putting out into the universe, that's all it can give us back, is what we are. When we want to raise our consciousness to make space for more that's better, the universe can match that. But we want to hang out there a little bit more. You might post affirmations around your house to remind you. Something not too sappy. Something you could actually go, okay, I can lean into that. It doesn't have to be all flowery. It just needs to be authentic for you to lift you up. Hope that's helpful. What is this symbol? I hope I did it correctly. And when is it celebrated? Well, that looks like pi to me. And if it's something else, I don't know what it is. So it looks like pi, and you can celebrate pi anytime. Pi is an infinite number that is the radius of something or other. The radius of, what is it, Dwight? What is pi the radius of? A circle. So pi is the radius of a circle, and as we know, several wise people, this is attributed to them, that they said that God is a circle whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. So pi then would be a celebration of that infiniteness. And I don't know if this is meant to be pi. It is pi.
And it's actually celebrated on March 14th.
It is. There's actually a pie celebration day.
I just learned that.
It's next Saturday, so make pie and eat pie and celebrate pie. Do your dreams inspire your talks? Ooh, I wish that they did. I don't remember a lot of my dreams right now. I used to remember more of them, and I am welcoming the possibility of remembering more of them again. But if they do, it's a subconscious process that I'm not aware of, them creating that influence. But they might, I think dreams can definitely influence various things that we do in our lives if we let them, if we want them to. What brought you to decide to become a minister? The short version is the universe tricked me into it. I am one who does not go directly toward guidance all the time. I over-intellectualize and I can get all wrapped up in my mind. And I thought I was going to be an actress. I was a drama major in college. I went to the American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco as a student. But it didn't unfold that way. So I was at the Church of Religious Science in Seattle at a women's retreat. I was doing a meditation period where we had free time to journal. I was sitting looking at this fountain that we had in the courtyard there. And I got this inspiration about the School of Ministry. And as I've said many times when people have asked me this question, my response was, that's real funny, God, what's your second choice? So it just seemed like such a weird idea to me. I did not feel like I was someone who was equipped to be sharing about life to anybody. So I kind of ignored it, but I did tuck it back in my mind. And then several people began to come up to me after services in Seattle where I would do announcements some Sundays and say, you're really good up there. I wish you'd think about going into the School of Ministry. So after that had happened a number of times, I finally said, I'll talk to the registrar. He can talk me out of it. I've hardly taken any science of mind classes. I'm not qualified for anything. I'm not a practitioner. So I went to talk to the dean. And he said to me, Mary, in my experience, all the best ones come in kicking and screaming. So just sign up for the classes. That wasn't the answer I wanted. So I went to my minister and I told him, because he would know. He said to me, Mary, if any of us waited until we were ready to do this, none of us would ever go into the School of Ministry. Least of all me, he said. Just sign up for the classes. So I told the registrar, well, I tell you what, I'll think about this and I'll sign up in the fall. He said, no, you can't do that. He said, we're changing the requirements. Now, I should just say as an aside, Ernest Holmes College was always changing the requirements every time we turned around. But he said, you haven't had enough science of mind classes. In the fall, you won't be able to get in. But if you start now, this was, I think, May. Classes started in June. If you start now, you'll be grandfathered in. So I signed up for one class. And for the next year and a half, I just told people, I'm just doing this for personal growth. I'm not necessarily becoming a minister, but I know when I get done with all these classes, then I'll know, what I'm really supposed to do. And about the time I was halfway through, it dawned on me that I was becoming a minister. I was taking practitioner classes at the same time. They never let you do that. They didn't let you do that then, but they let me do that. The universe was determined. And so here I am. That's how that happened. I can't read this.
Mary, can I ask a follow-on question there?
Sure.
We met you at Women's Spirit, and I think it was like the year 1990 or something like that.
Oh, when it first started?
Yeah, when or how did you get involved with Women's Spirit?
Oh, Women's Spirit.
Many of us would have met you.
One of my dearest friends was the minister of the church in Portland, and we wanted to do something together. So we decided to do a women's retreat midway between Portland and Santa Rosa. We wound up at Mount Shasta in Weed at a little retreat center there. And we wanted a theme for it. And I remember walking into our bookstore in Santa Rosa, and because I loved being in the bookstore. And I just was wandering around looking at books and thinking about what do we want to call this? What is this going to be, this women's retreat? And I saw a book, and the title of the book was Woman Spirit. Woman Spirit. I thought, that's it. That's what we're going to call it. And then, somehow or other, I don't remember how, we found a woman in Sebastopol who was a shamanic teacher and a shamanic healer. And we asked her to work with us to develop this retreat and to come and to do it with us. And so we put out an interest sheet just to see if anybody was actually interested in doing this. And we had so many women sign up that we both had waiting lists too. I think we had 66 women at the first one. And we just felt our way through it. And that was the very first one we did, and it was, what is the name of that place? Bye. I can't remember the name of the retreat center up there. But anyway, that's how it started. Ever where life gets iffy? Oh, what allows you to keep your vibrant, apparent newness each week, even when the U.S. goes to war or life gets iffy? Life gets lifey? Life gets lifey. Well, life is always lifey. Whatever I do on Sunday morning, the talk and the energy, and if it's upbeat and positive, that's because we together need to go to that place. There's plenty of stuff going on in the world that will cement you in fear. That's its intention. So when we doom scroll, when we do complete total immersion in news, we are choosing to live in fear because that's what's being promoted. Not because they want to promote fear, but because they feel like alarm is the response that needs to be happening. We should be alarmed, we should be afraid, we should take action out of that, be motivated to take action out of that. The problem is that when you do that, you simply cement more fear and anger in place. It just builds. More and more it builds. I remember Ram Dass saying that he had gotten a phone call from, I want to say Daniel Ellsberg, but I could be wrong about that. But it was around that time, and it was somebody like that he was talking with. And he said, what he wanted to do was to evoke in me a sense of fear and urgency. And fear and urgency was not the response I wanted to lean into. It wasn't the appropriate response I wanted to lean into. So I think that the reason that that gets built up is because there is a recognition that people need to be responsive. They need to stand up and take action. But it isn't only fear that motivates us to do that. What is it we want to see? What is it we want to see in the long run? You know, we can get caught in, I want to punish all these people. Well, okay, that's one step, but in the midst of making people be accountable, that's not really the end result we're aiming at. What is it we want? We want to create a world that works for everyone, a world living in love, a world where it's safe to be vulnerable, a world where we as a human community are engaged in learning to work together cooperatively and collaboratively. And that is not easy. There's a lot involved in that. And if we come at it from fear and separation, it's just going to slow us all down. So even though I get stuck in that, just like you, all the time, I have to pull myself out of that and go, that's not where Reverend Mary needs to be this morning. Mary may want to get all wrapped up in that, but that is not worthy of what needs to happen here. Does that make sense? Yes. Yeah, and it's true for all of us. And it's not that we want to tell other people how to do it or what to do, but what do we do inside ourselves to shift gears, to continue letting go, letting go, letting go, and shifting into what we want instead of what we don't want? A quote, yes.
I was astounded that your talk the week that the things happened in Iran were about indigenous cultures, and I thought that was exquisite. I thought that was brilliant. I thought that it took our thoughts to something so important. And also focusing on lineage and the importance of all cultures. That was just brilliant.
Thank you. For those of you that are listening, couldn't hear what Deborah said. She was just saying she loved the focus on indigenous cultures and how that spread out our identity. What is a quote or affirmation you use to lift you up? Thank you. Let me think. I mean, there are a number of things that I come back to. One is God is all there is. I come back to that a lot. God is all there is. And this is going to sound really weird. There's a quote that Geoffrey Rush's character has as a line in Shakespeare in Love. It's a scene, actually, that he's in with the guy who provides the money for the productions. And Geoffrey Rush says to this angel, this producer, money producer, he says, this is a general version of it. I don't have a word for word, but something like, let me tell you about the condition of theater. The imminent condition of theater is that it's on its way to disaster. It's two things getting ready to collide in disaster. And the money guy says, what do we do? How do we solve that? And Jeffrey Rush's character says, nothing. Funnily enough, it all works out in the end. And that's the thing. It's that line from the Great Magnolia Hotel, whatever that is called, that long title, that everything will work out in the end. If it has not worked out yet, it is not the end. And I think that's very wise, that we are on our way towards something and it looks like imminent disaster, but maybe it's leading us somewhere that we need to go through the disaster or around the disaster to find our way there to it working out at a higher level. Just as we individuals are learning and growing and evolving, so we are as a world community. Let's see. Why is it important to love thy neighbor? Especially the ones that are so pesky and difficult to love. Because you're them. You know, basically, they're you and you're them. There's only one, yeah? We're all netted together. We're all interconnected. And so it's just another face of ourselves that we're looking at. And perhaps the ones that are the most difficult are the ones who have the most to teach us. You know, we're getting ready to do a class on Byron Katie's book, Loving What Is. And one of the things she says is that it's all about love, that the enemy, the obstacle, the person who's being so difficult, what they're doing is holding a mirror up to ourselves where we need to question what we believe in that moment. Is what we're believing true, or is it an assumption? If it's an assumption, can we absolutely know that it's true? Really? Can we absolutely know anything is true? And how do we act? How do we behave when we believe that? When we believe that thought, who would we be if we were not even capable of thinking that thought? Usually when I go through that process, what I discover is that when I say, well, what if that thought didn't exist in the universe? What if I wasn't capable of even reaching that thought? Oh, I notice something lifts off and I feel peaceful. So what is causing me the upset? Is it the person or is it that thought that's causing me that? And can I come up with a non-stressful reason to hang on to that thought? A non-stressful reason? No, I can't. Okay then. Not asking me to give up the thought, just saying, can you think of a non-stressful reason to keep it? So, we love our neighbor because they're there, because they're our teachers, because they are us. How did you and Amanda meet? We met in about 1988 at the church in Santa Rosa. Amanda came into the office to tell me that she had been living in New York doing massage for aged patients. That was one of her volunteer things. And she wanted to know where in Sonoma County, Santa Rosa area, she might do that sort of thing. That's how we first met. And then, you know, eventually I wasn't in the Santa Rosa church anymore and we kind of refound each other. How do we get such fabulous musicians at this church? What a blessing to have them. So there you go. Well, we have these fabulous in-person musicians now because of our music scheduler, our music coordinator, Caroline Gauthier, who is actually from the Unity Church. And she does this for them and for us. So she has done a lot of work with Bread and Roses. And so she's met all these local professional musicians. And so she's sucked them into performing at church for us and for Unity. That's how we have them. And yes, it is a blessing that we have them. Let's see. Oh, I already got that one. Oh, maybe I answered them all already. Oh my goodness, isn't that wonderful? Let's see. Let's see if I have any in here. Oh wait, okay. Okay, dear Reverend Mary, my curiosity involves your sexuality. I grew up in a primary area where boys like boys and girls like girls primarily, even though being gay goes back to the Romans. How did you discover your current self? How did you meet Amanda? I just said that. Alas, this provided challenges to your being, has this provided challenges to your being a religious science minister? Let's see. No, it hasn't. I would say it's more accurate probably to say that I'm bisexual. I still have a good relationship with my ex-husband. I dated men until I was 40. I had several long-term relationships. And then I fell for Amanda, which confused me at the time. But it just is a natural unfoldment of my beingness. And it made me, kind of self-conscious for a while. I started having other ministers come up to me saying, this has just happened to me too. And I thought, when did I become the poster child for this? I don't know how. But, plus I was in Orange County at the time, which wasn't the easiest place to be. But this was quite a long time ago now. But within religious science, it's never been a challenge among the clergy. We have always had clergy that was gay, lesbian, or something else, of every race, men and women. And Ernest Holmes started teaching in 1927. So including everybody wasn't the most common thing at the time. But it is, others are finally kind of gravitating toward where we've been for a long time. Yeah. Why can't humanity evolve past this never-ending death and destruction? Well, because until we make peace with conflict, instead of thinking that we have to conquer and force people to believe what we believe or agree with us or do things our way, until we become comfortable with differences and conflict, we're going to keep repeating the struggle. But each time we repeat it, certain things get louder, certain groups get bigger. So I think we are evolving. It's just slower than I would like to see, maybe slower than you would like to see. But at the same time, here's the question. Where are we looking? Like maybe because we get focused on this stuff that upsets us, this death and destruction stuff, maybe we're holding it in place by spending so much time anguishing over it instead of working toward its opposite. That's just a possibility. Let's see if there are any other questions here that I haven't addressed. Remind me again, please, what are the signs my life is on course? Fulfilling my personal spiritual purpose in this life. I will tell you this, your life is on course. I remember Terry McBride saying he had a friend that had gone to have an audience with Sai Baba in India, and this friend of his was so devoted to God and to the unfoldment of this avatar, and he said to him in his private audience, he was sitting on a pillow on the floor, and Sai Baba was sitting on a chair, and he said, and Sai Baba didn't speak a lot of English, but he asked him, what should I do? What should I be doing? What is the best unfoldment for me? What is my proper path? And Sai Baba just smiled, and he leaned over and he took him by the hands and he had him stand up. And he said to him, you pick the game. I will play with you there. You pick the game. Any game. Whatever your game is, whatever you're doing, that's your path. And if you're paying attention to where it takes you, where it goes, the people you encounter, if you're good at, or becoming good at setting boundaries, learning to maintain your boundaries with love, then you're going in the right direction. Eben Alexander, who had a profound near-death experience, said in his book, the message that he got when he was on the other side, there were 3 messages. I never can remember all 3 of them. One was, you cannot make a mistake. One was, there's nothing to fear. And I think the other one was, you are profoundly loved at all times. Those 3 things. Now, if that's true, then you might as well just forge ahead. Make choices, discover what works, and abandon what doesn't work. That sounds easy. It's not. But wherever you are, you're on the right path. Keep opening to more love. That's the whole deal that we're doing. Let's see if there's anything else here now that I have not responded to. Gosh, I don't think I've ever gotten through all the questions before. But it looks like we've done it. Yeah. Yeah. Yay. Oh, my goodness. We got through all the questions. That's amazing and wonderful. Thank you all very much. Yeah, thank you. All right, so let's take a moment and go ahead and anchor this in love, because this is really what it's all about. As we turn within right now, we recognize that there's one infinite presence that is everywhere in its fullness. Not just a little bit, but fully present right here in this room. Fully present. Fully present in your heart, in my heart, right here in this moment. Filling this place and filling us. We are that infinite intelligence and love in expression as us, evolving into a greater awareness and unfoldment of it. So right here and right now, I speak this word for myself, for each one in this room, for all those listening or watching at some point, now or in the future. The aliveness in us is God in action. As I and as we open to that, we move through our discomfort and make a higher choice in love and cooperation, in caring, in forgiveness, in accountability and boundaries for us and for those around us. But the greatest of these is love. So we sink our roots deep into the earth, which has only love to give. We extend our energy out into the universe, every atom of which is love in action. And we allow ourselves to know that not only are we one with that, we are expressing it and expanding upon it in this life right now. We allow ourselves to be guided more deeply into that in freedom, in confidence and peace, and in love. Letting this prayer go now into the creative law of mind and spirit, I simply let it be and let it go. And together we say, and so it is. Yes. Please stand and join me for the day's affirmation. We say together now, everything I need to know is already known within me. And the mind of God within me, I open to this knowing, and I feel the truth of it when I hear it. And so it is. Thank you. You may be seated. Would the ushers please come forward? This is our sacred giving time. And this is also when we ask you to give us your little musician feedback card. You can wait and listen to Pollyanna do this next song before you finish it, but we're going to be receiving the offering. So first we're going to bless the offering. Everything being given, everything that has been given this week. And we're also blessing ourselves because we too are the gift. If you're online and you want to give, text your dollar amount to the number on the screen and just follow the directions. And we would love that. So we're blessing that as well. So you put your hands over your heart too.
To cancel. Okay, cancelled.
Thank you. I don't know who she was sending that to or what it was. Okay, let's say this together. This gift I give is God in action. I now send it forth to bless and to prosper. I know that everywhere it goes, it is creating a world living in love, one heart and one thought at a time. And so it is. Please go ahead. Pollyanna, it's all yours.
So I thought, in the spirit of today's theme, Stump Mary theme, you can do the Stump Pollyanna theme. So I didn't plan a song, and what I would love is for you to just allow to bubble up what song would feel nourishing to you, what theme, what message are you desiring to hear at this time. You can just popcorn it out. We'll see what happens. I'm going to create it on the spot. Yeah. Gratitude. Okay, gratitude. We're all one. Joy? All you need is love. Peace. I am grateful for peace in my heart. I am grateful for this moment to connect with you. I am grateful to know that I belong. I'm grateful to walk this path. I am grateful to see you here. I am grateful to know I belong. Everything I need is here within me. Everything I need is here within me. Everything I need is here within me. Will you sing it with me? Everything I need is here within me. Everything I need is here within me. Everything I need is here within me. I am grateful to feel your presence. I am grateful we can gather together. I am grateful for humanity. Sing with me. Everything I need is here within me. Everything I need is here within me. Everything I need is here within me. Sing it. Everything I need is here within me. Everything I need is here within me. Everything I need is here within me. Try putting your hands right over your heart. Everything I need is here within me. Feel the truth. I need is here within me. Everything is within me. Again. Everything I need is here within me. Everything is in me. God within me. Everything I need is here within me. The light, the beauty, the love within me. all of who I am, you and me, everything we need is in me. Thank you. Now you can write really nice stuff on the card. The card, the musician card.
What about it?
I said, now you can write some nice
Now
stuff.
you can write something nice on the musician card. Yeah, yeah. So, on behalf of Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living, all of us here do accept this offering, and we send it out into the world for people to know that it is safe to disagree, and everything you need is here within you. And so it is. All right, if you're with us for the first time this morning, how in the world did you manage to get here early? I don't think we have too many brand new people, but if we do, back at the info table, back here at the welcome table, Galen has the welcome card. Pick up a welcome packet, take that blue card out, fill it out and give it back to Galen, and she's going to give you a little book called Nourishing Thoughts, in case you want to shift your thoughts to a higher level. That is our gift to you and our invitation to you to come back and be with us often. We look forward to getting to know you. Also want to thank everybody who has participated today in getting everything set up for us. Our team was here early and they did their thing and they all were here and God bless them. So let's acknowledge everybody. And also want to especially acknowledge Pollyanna for her music and all of you for getting here on time. Yes. And by the way, Pollyanna has a little table over here I mentioned earlier with her business cards and some other handouts, and also this little card, which is about an event coming up at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship in Berkeley. It's called An Evening of Song Medicine. It's going to be 6 singers and Pollyanna doing her music. And this will be, it's $25 and it's on the 25th of April. 25th of April is a Saturday. So you can pick up one of these. It gives you all the information. Those are over there. Also on the table, you can ask her questions about that. Please sign up to assist us with the design for our Easter anniversary celebration, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. We would love to have your participation. If you like parties, if you're good at putting together parties, we're going to have a little meeting with our design team to talk about that. So please sign up back here at the information table or the activity table. And next Sunday is our annual meeting, the 15th, our annual membership meeting. So we're no time change issues with that. We'll have a light lunch available for those who are staying. Everybody's welcome to stay for the meeting, but only the official members can vote. So we'll ask you to sign in, you official members, when you're here. And that will follow the morning celebration service, and we will have a Zoom link for those that are going to be attending online. So that has been sent out to you in the newsletter. Also, on the 22nd, which is the week after that, I'm doing the first prayer circle. We're going to do those quarterly on the Sunday closest to the equinoxes and solstices. So after the service on the 22nd, we're going to make a prayer circle. And I'm really encouraging as many practitioners as possible to be here with us. And anybody that wants to can join the circle. We're going to pray for the world, for the United States, for the evolution of consciousness, and whatever else we think might be important. Also, I want to remind you that Jeannie is in the office on Thursdays now from 10 to 4. She started having some clients, and that's been great, people coming in for various things. And so we encourage you to contact Jeannie directly if you would like some time with her there at our office. Also, remember to sign up to support the development of our YouTube presence. We keep getting, oops, that's Jeannie. We keep getting a few more subscriptions and a few more subscriptions and a few more subscriptions. So we now have 224 subscribers. So that's great. And we want to continue to encourage people to come on and sign up and listen to our Sunday services and get some other nourishment there as well as on our website. So you can sign up back at the information table, the activity table, and Tinman, who's in the back row back there, is somebody you can ask questions of about where he is in this process now. All right. Would the practitioners please surround the room? I want to remind you that one of the things about Centers for Spiritual Living is that we're focused on the power of prayer. And so you can always stop at the prayer table. Deborah is on duty today, so she will take you backstage here to pray with you if you would like prayer after the service, or you can put in a written request. Right now, we're going to do a chamber of prayer, which means we're all praying at the same time for the highest and best for us as a community. So just let it come and fill you right now. And so it is. Please stand and join us for the closing blessing and the closing song right now. So you can take hands with others if you want to, or you don't have to. As we say together, I now walk, so that whoever walks beside me dwells in the presence of God. And whoever places a hand in mine is lifted. And whoever thinks of me is illumined with God consciousness. For Spirit and all people and I are one eternally. And so it is. And here we go. This is our closing. Just follow Pollyanna.
I give thanks for all my daily blessings. I give thanks for a grateful heart. I give thanks for this time of reconnecting. I give thanks today. I give thanks for all my daily blessings. I give thanks for my grateful heart. I give thanks for this time of reconnecting. I give thanks today. I give thanks today.